Hello guys, welcome back to the Sorry I Don't Film podcast with your weekly, I guess, hosts.
Weekly since when?
Weekly since when hosts. I'm Swanee and this is
Abby and Claude.
And on this podcast we look at films that are, they're ridiculous, maybe they're amazing. The ideas that we find out together on the Sorry I Don't podcast. And of course we'll be each giving it a rating. We'll be going through parts of the plot, talking about different things that we thought were maybe outrageous, what was funny, looking for implied narratives, they're always the best. And of course, with an implied narrative always comes a rogue. And the rogue is always the character who always stands out as the most out of place within the narrative and presentation of the film itself. There's always a lot of funny ones, and there's quite a lot to choose from in this one. So this week, we are doing Mamma Mia.
Woo!
Come join us. We're going to have a good time.
For whatever reason, we just weren't feeling the vibe of the party.
We got stopped from getting into certain bars because I was wearing shorts. Apparently that was the line.
Not shorts, like drawstring shorts.
Yeah,
Which I'm wearing right now.
shorts.
Lovely,
Joggy
lovely
shorts.
joggy shorts.
We'd be like, we're having a really deep, serious conversation.
I'd come in and you came in with, you were wearing jackets. It was all fine. But genuinely, when I left, you were all just wearing
You were covering your tits up, so sorry.
and be prepared to be ogled by the guy with 4 teeth at the bar.
Okay.
Legs out.
So then we get 2 songs.
Jesus.
Guys.
Right, on that long note, I'm going to go for a wank.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Shouts beast, like beast.
I think Abby's going to be taking the reins on this one. But to
Yep.
start us off, Mamma Mia, as we know, based on the stage musical by the fantastic, unprecedentedly good, that's not a great phrase, but the amazing band ABBA and all their songs. It was a stage musical and then later became a jukebox musical that was a film, came out in 2008. Directed by Phillida Lloyd, who, looking into what she's done a lot of stage work. She did a lot of Shakespearean work with the, was it RSC?
Yep.
And very well acclaimed by different outlets, including The Guardian. And then her only films that she's really done of note are Mamma Mia, and then strangely enough, the biopic of Margaret Thatcher called The Iron Lady. That's what she did after it.
What?
So why have you said that like Iron Brew?
The Iron Lady.
The Iron Lady.
The iron.
Sorry, it's my accent, right? Sorry, the Iron Lady. Came out.
That's a vibe shift, isn't it?
That is a complete 180.
Somehow
Mamma Mia to my Maggie Thatcher.
Somehow though, it makes sense. We'll both have Meryl Streep.
I want to
lead
see
roles.
the Iron Lady trailer recut in the style of the Mamma Mia trailer.
Oh, that would be good. That'd be amazing. Let's look for that. But let's look for it. So yeah, all-star cast because the musical did well, or the stage musical, and of course everyone or almost everyone who's reasonable has at least one ABBA song that they love. We're lucky enough to have quite a few that we love. All-star cast, and I'm just going to give a few examples. We have, of course, Meryl Streep. We have Pierce Brosnan, Dominic Cooper, Colin Firth, Amanda Seyfried, Stellan Skarsgård, and Julie Walters. There are many more than that. It gets a bit wild with how many people just show up in this film. And yeah, came out in 2008, as we say. So, had we seen this film before? We did it on the podcast. I know I had at least once.
Yeah, my view towards this film is that like I liked it. I didn't love it. It was one of those ones where like in the same way that I'd never watched Star Wars when I was younger because I was like just trying to be slightly spiteful towards my dad. Mamma Mia was very much like not a choice for me. My mom was a massive ABBA fan, like huge ABBA fan. So I was watching this film whether I liked it or not, and I think that made me like it less. And then as an adult, I'm like, actually, do you know what? This is a fun movie. It's good. I actually do like it.
It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. So I'm not waving the flag for Mamma Mia. I know that this was my choice of the podcast, but I just wanted to do something kind of summary.
I mean, I'd wave the flag.
I might wave the flag more now than I would have before.
Yeah, no, exactly the same. Because I think I first watched it when I was stuck in Philadelphia.
Great start.
Philadelphia, stuck in a snowstorm, and we just watched a bunch of movies, me and my friend, and that was one of them. And it was just, I remember just being, like, I think it was like 1920, just being a bit like, this is nuts.
You've given that like intro to every single musical we've done.
What?
That you had to watch it when you were like 1920 with a friend, and you were like,
This is true. This is true. But what I've actually watched more, and I think what has really given me more of an appreciation of it before we watched it again, is I've watched Mark Kermode's review on Mamma Mia at least a dozen times, like showing it to different people, because Mark Kermode, BBC reviewer, was known for going on his big long rants, big rambles, and but also yeah, of course, I'm also in the middle of one. I understand the irony of that. But he was very, especially earlier at that time in the early 2008, that kind of period, he was known for his very insanely, like, very forceful rants. And
the call was coming from inside the house.
Yes, well, I've already said this. But his review of Mamma Mia for me was always like something that transcended the art form of reviewing and made the film better, and it was perfect. And I'll reference that a bit more later, but yeah, that's what really kept me going with it and kept me coming back and going, oh, you know what, it's not too. And then when we decided to watch it, well, we'll get to that. But Claude, what was your thoughts? Because as far as I'm aware, you'd never seen it.
No, I'd never seen it, but do you know what I had seen? Mamma Mia 2.
Oh.
Here we go again. Before Mamma Mia, the first one.
How did that work?
It didn't. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
I hate that film passionately.
I had an idea of what Mamma Mia was about because I'd seen the second one, and I wasn't born under a rock. That's not what you say.
I mean, it works. It still works.
But
born under a rock. That's very funny. That's a great phrase.
Yeah, no, it wasn't great. I saw it in the cinema, and Lily James just does my tits in a wee bit. And to be honest, this film also did my tits in a bit, so you can imagine that the shite remake of it without Meryl Streep would do my tits in even more.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my general opinion of it. It kind of does my tits in, but it's got good tunes. That's my review.
And that's kind of the thing. Because the whole point, Kermode's review, and I again say everyone should watch this review because it's hilarious. The point he makes is even when the film falters, the songs are indestructible and they will carry you on through.
Yeah.
And I think they give you, if you come in with that negative opinion of it, the songs will bring you out of that, and then it's time to watch it again because then you'll enjoy it more.
See,
I think.
I didn't know that it was originally a stage musical, and now that I know that, I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense, and it should have stayed that way. It should have never become a film. That's why this film feels like it shouldn't exist, because it shouldn't.
Do you know, I'll say this before we move on to the plot, but I didn't realise until I watched, there's like two American people that I watch their movie reviews quite a lot. They're called Movie Bitches, and they reviewed this, and you'd think it was something that they would love, but I didn't realise until I watched two Americans review it where they were like, oh my god, and British people loved this movie. Apparently, it was a hit in America, but it was like such a hit in the UK.
It was huge.
Unbelievable.
My mum has been to see that film, or see the film a few times, but also seen the musical at least once or twice as well.
Yeah, apparently like British people specifically are known for going absolutely mad for Mamma Mia, which kind of surprises me. I mean, it does feel like a British movie. I would say that. I did say when we were watching it, I was like, it is absolutely wild to me that somehow Hugh Grant didn't get himself cast in this.
Yeah.
And you could say like, oh, maybe Hugh Grant's not a singer, but neither are half of the men in this movie.
So is half of anyone in this film.
Yeah. I mean, Colin Firth is probably like looking for one the first day, like going to secondary school and your best pals know. They're like, I assumed Hugh Grant would be here.
I thought my main man would be here too. We came kind of as a double bill. But no, you're right. But again, I think this is why the phrase juke-box musical, that's what they call it, it's a juke-box musical, really, I think that does a lot of the heavy lifting for your expectations of the quality of some of the singing. And also I think it works with that. But we'll get into it.
We'll go into it, and that's how I'm going to go through the plot. We'll talk about what's kind of happening up to each song.
Is a jukebox musical still a jukebox musical if it's the same artist just the whole way through? I thought the whole point was that it's like different ones, like you had it on shuffle.
I think the idea is that it's a selection of songs that have been added onto something that isn't fully sung the whole time.
Right.
So it's like you'll be doing a lot of a normal acting, and then suddenly burst into a song.
And they're not
Right,
written
okay.
for
And they're not written for the film. I think that's what makes it jukebox.
Okay. So that's why Moulin Rouge is also a jukebox musical.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
Right, so we start off, we meet Sophie. She is kind of one of the main protagonists. She is travelling by moonlight in a little rowboat to a post box.
This is Amanda Seyfried,
This is
right?
Amanda Seyfried. To a post box to post 3 letters. Why they do it like this, I don't know. And she's singing the song, I Have a Dream. I Dreamed a Dream. I don't know. I dreamed a dream's Les Mis. That would be hilarious. Really, really sad start to the movie. But no, yes, I have a dream, or I had a dream. I don't know, but she's got a dream. And like this happens in the movie starts and finishes in the same way, which is somebody rowing a boat away from this Greek island, like under the cover of darkness. I'm just like, why?
Because it's cinematic and it's magical.
Yeah, but like, go post your letters during the day. Like, I get that she's kind of doing it like secretly.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone would have been like, oh, it's weird that she's leaving the island during daytime. Surely it would be more weird if her like fiance or mum had woken up and was like, why are you taking a boat out by yourself in the middle of the night?
Yeah, because it's kind of like, oh, what were you doing there in the morning hours? Oh, just posting some letters to my friend. Oh, how sweet. Come, let's go and have a lovely lunch. It's Greece.
Why is
Whereas
there
if it's
no
at night, it's like,
post box on the island?
Yes, it's like, why are you posting it at night? Oh, where are you at night? Why are you in the boat? Oh, I was just posting things. Why at night? What are you keeping? What's the secret?
Exactly. And the other point I was going to make exactly what you've just said. Like, this island has, like, a hotel, which, like, I'll get into this, but the geography of this hotel has never made sense to me. Mm-hmm. Because when I was younger and I watched this film, I kind of assumed that they owned the island. Like, the island only had the hotel on it. But, like, a lot of the sort of chorus singers and stuff like that, I get that they're meant to be a Greek chorus. But it's very ambiguous about whether or not they work for Donna, the main character, whose hotel she runs, because she constantly complains about having no one to help with stuff, but she also bosses people around quite a lot. So I'm like, if they don't work for you, then you're just a dick.
It's ambiguous in terms of the work contract, but it's also morally ambiguous even if they were working for her.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Either way, there's a bit of a...
But like, I don't understand. So the church that they get married in is on this island, and then there's like little market stalls and all this kind of thing. And if you watch the second one, which is not gonna mean anything because they retcon so much stuff in the second one anyway, like her mum is alive and she's mentioned to be dead in this one, but there's like cafes and bars and shit like that. I'm just like, why is there no fucking postbox?
Yeah,
how big or small is this island? Anyway, so that's it. We get I dreamed a dream, and the answer
I dreamed a dream.
It's not
I had a dream.
I had a dream,
or I have a dream, whatever.
I have a fucking nightmare. Remembering what this song is called.
I'm having a fucking nightmare.
So we get that, and the answer to the why is she on a boat in the middle of the night is because then she can sing this song.
yeah, on her own.
Are you trying to find out what song it is?
I'm just getting on to the next bit. Right, so next day.
Well, do we know what the letters are yet?
Well, she posts these 3 letters to 3 men. We don't know who
3
they're
men,
for.
3 letters.
Yeah. So then the next day, her friends arrive on the island. We find out that it's Sophie's wedding tomorrow. All of this is very last minute, in a way that stresses me out.
Yeah, right.
Like the whole way through the film, I was like, why is no one getting dressed for this wedding yet? It's like the day of the wedding.
I suppose it does follow the tenets of classic Greek theatre.
Wait,
It's
does
all
she
within
post-
24 hours.
Does she post the letters the day before her wedding?
I think so. I think that's the implication.
Like, if
So if this place is so like far away that you need to fucking sail to get to a postbox, then surely if these folk who don't sound like they live in Greece, they're not going to get the letters in time.
No, they're not. I mean, I don't know what like next day delivery was like in whenever that was, but also like how good was Donna at like sex for a gay man that's not seen her in over 20 years without knowing the context of like that she's got a daughter that might be his, to be like, yes, I'm going to drop everything and fly out to this random wedding to see her after no contact for like 20 odd years.
Yeah, because I think that's the clarification I was looking to make. She's sending 3 letters out because she's pretty convinced that one of these 3 men, having read her, you've already mentioned it though, is her father. That's the whole point. So yeah, how the hell she expected them to one go, maybe, and also respond in time within 24 hours.
Not even respond. Arrive
is insane.
I'm pretty sure it's the next day. Yeah, according to this, it's the next day. But anyway, so her friends arrive on the island, her two best friends. Sophie's getting married tomorrow, and she's like, oh, I've done something a bit, like, you know, out there. She's found her mother's diary from the year where she got pregnant with her. And through reading her mother's diary out loud to her friends via the song Honey Honey, she goes through these three men that her mum basically slept within the space of a week, and therefore her parentage could be assigned to any one of these three men. So there's Sam, who is kind of like this long lost love that she's got. They had this
played by Pierce Brosnan.
They had this really romantic relationship, and then he like revealed to her that he was actually engaged to be married and abandoned her essentially on the island. So then to get over that, she meets Harry, who's like really sweet and sensitive, and then he comforts her, and then she ends up sleeping with him.
Played by Colin Firth.
And then there's also Bill.
The wild card Bill.
Wild card Bill, played by Stellan Skarsgård.
Inexplicable casting of Stellan Skarsgård.
It's one of the best characters in it, but like in terms of the actual, it's like they went through the song and kind of like ran out of ways to characterize him. They're just like, oh yeah, he was just a bit wild. He was just a bit crazy.
He was the wild card. So one was the sensitive one that picked up the pieces, one was the great love, and the other one is just the fucking wild card fuck boy. I might take you on a trip, and I might also give you gonorrhea. That kind of guy.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
We know them, we love them.
We know them, we love them.
My mum told me a story that apparently...
Oh dear.
Not
Oh, right. That was like, in the context of this song, I was like, where is this going?
No. It's about Pierce Brosnan.
Okay.
Apparently, he was dressed up for Mamma Mia in like the whole, like a fucking white suit or something like that. And he was like trying to sing one of the ABBA songs, and then for whatever reason Daniel Craig was in the picture and he had just been cast as the new James Bond, and apparently Pierce Brosnan was just like, what am I doing?
What's happened to me? What happened to me?
That must have been happening at the same time, because Casino Royale came out in 2006, and that was his first one, Daniel Craig's first one. It must have just been right at the similar time, like when he was making it in 2007, so probably just done that.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, hey, by the way, what are you up to now, old Bond? Because again, inexplicable that audiences...
I'm singing Fernando.
Think about this. Audiences would have been, at the time, the last thing they would have seen Pierce Brosnan in, most likely, would have been one of the Bond films. Yeah, it was 6 years before, but he didn't do too much between 2002 and 2008. So suddenly it's like, right, oh, Mamma Mia, that'll be a laugh. Who's in it? Bond. That's so funny though. Daniel Craig literally just been like, I'm Bond, and he's like, and I'm singing Fernando and struggling.
It's like me going to the Halloween party after I had graduated, but also because we graduated in COVID, it was like actually a while after I graduated, and I was like, I'm going to dress up as Lydia from Beetlejuice, and I had this really like quite revealing costume on, and then like at a party which I would always have gone to at uni, and then it turned out everyone there was like much younger people who I didn't know because I was old and like irrelevant now and very like exposed, and I was just like, I feel like a fucking sad, desperate loser.
And you're relating this to how Pierce Brosnan must have felt on the...
Yeah.
Well, like the one conceit, I think we looked this up. Apparently they were all steaming drunk when they were filming
Oh yeah,
this.
so apparently it was just like a massive piss up the entire time.
Which makes more sense.
Yeah, it feels like that.
It does feel like that.
It feels like I'm sober and they're pissed and they're having more fun than me.
Well, this is the point you were making.
This is going to be the point I'm going to keep making.
It's so funny because after you said that to me, literally like the next day I got a Instagram post because our phones are listening, and it was like the Mamma Mia after party pictures. Like they had a rap party and all the pictures from it are just like, looks like so much fun, and the caption literally was, I've never had more FOMO in my life than when I look at these pictures.
But it's not FOMO because I'm like, you're obnoxious, you know.
That's how people feel at parties with us.
Yeah, but I want that to stay that way. I don't want to start feeling that about other people, especially not folk that I don't care about.
Yeah, because we're watching it and Claudia would just turn to me and she'd be like, you know, I just think these guys there's a lot of in-jokes, they're just having a laugh, and I'm no invited.
I just think that
which is so kind of true.
I think if I'm going to be watching a fun musical, right, then I don't want to feel like they're having more fun than me. I want them to be playing to me, not to each other. They're having way too much fun and amongst each other. But I was like, hi.
Isn't there something
I'm still here.
Isn't there something kind of uniquely beautiful about that? Like every other musical you see is so like, come join us, we're going to have a good time. Whereas with Mamma Mia, not a direct quote.
That.
Fair enough. But with Mamma Mia, it's more like, yeah, we're singing songs. Woo, oh yeah, oh, you're still here. Yeah, you listen. This bit's great. This bit,
That's literally us at parties. face.
So that's what I mean. So, yes, it is. And I try so hard to not make that us at parties because the two of you will slip off to the balcony and have 20-minute conversations. And I have to be like, ding, ding, get back in.
We were actually talking about this today. We had a party last year.
Are we doing this?
Yeah. Yeah, we're
Okay.
doing this. We had a party last year. Their flat has a balcony. And for whatever reason, we just weren't feeling the vibe of the party that was at Abby's house that we'd invited folk to.
A small gathering.
It was a small
Literally
gathering.
6 people
I think it was
total.
us and like Cammy and
Cabin
Like
Claude's
3 or 4 other
boyfriend.
people.
And 3 or 4 others.
and
but
then-
also, I want to add, it was unseasonably warm.
It was
very,
nice.
very
It was
hot
lovely.
night.
It was a lovely day. I was wearing shorts and we
And
talked.
everyone else was more pissed than us at that point.
And I was also wearing shorts because we got kicked out of we got stopped from getting into certain bars because I was wearing shorts. Apparently that was the line.
Not shorts, like drawstring shorts.
Which I'm wearing right now.
Joggy shorts.
Lovely,
Joggy
lovely
shorts.
joggy shorts.
And the guy literally said it's like trying to get into Wonder Bar with joggies on.
Yeah. He did say that. And, you know,
So-
they have standards.
We were sitting on the balcony because it was unseasonably warm, and we were just sitting outside. The party was still going on inside, and we were just me and Abby, just each other getting pished, and then Swanee and Cammy at different points kept coming and being like, you gonna come and join us? All your favourite songs on. We put one of your favourites on. We were like, yeah, 20 minutes. No, it started off like 5 minutes. We'll come in 5 minutes. And then next time they came out, it was 10, 15. I think we literally
just
got
an
to
extra 20.
just a wee 20. We'll put a timer on right now.
Yeah.
Once it goes up, we'll come back and say,
Again, to
And also,
clarify.
we were just like catching up about our weeks, and every time someone come out, we would be like, "We're having a really deep, serious conversation."
And again, to clarify, this wasn't a party. It was a small gathering. And what's
Yeah,
even
it
worse,
wasn't.
it wasn't just on a whim gathering. It was someone was maybe moving away to start a new course thing. And then it all became just okay, can we come inside now? And the attention should be focused elsewhere. And then I think you realised at that point and snapped out of it. We can
yeah,
cut
maybe
that
for
out.
20 minutes. And then went back out again. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, so the song Honey Honey, and I get it, it's a musical, they have to seem really enthusiastic, otherwise what's the point? But applying that level of enthusiasm and like genuine literal like shrieks and giggles to a song where a girl is talking about her mum having sex, it just is slightly awkward.
Yeah.
It's a little bit. And like she's also like, one of these guys might be my dad, and she sings the line, "You're a doggone beast," but she like shouts beast like beast. I'm like,
yeah, she does.
That's too much.
Yeah.
Take it down. Like,
I really do see this as a transitional movie for Amanda Seyfried, going from that really. Well, what her breakout role was in Mean Girls, right?
I have no idea.
So, yeah, so one of her most prominent roles, like in 2004, whenever 5, was as the kind of dumb blonde in Mean Girls, and she was really good. But then occasionally she'd have very, she'd say things in a very loud, silly, obnoxious way, and that was kind of part of the joke. Then we start to see her get these lead roles where she's really, showing more layers, levels, but still occasionally coming out with a fucking insane shout. And then we get her to more modern stuff now that she's done. Forget that she was in another musical, I think, recently, but obviously in Twin Peaks and
Yeah, she's in
Revival.
everything. She's in loads of stuff.
But now I'm saying that she always seems to have a way of just really delivering a line
think she was
as a shout. No, what I'm saying is she's always had this ability just to suddenly go, with a random word.
If Meryl Streep had been singing the song about the love affair that she'd had and she'd been like shouting it that way, that would have felt more appropriate. It's just weird to be telling your friends, like, this might be my dad. And my mum described him as a beast. And for some reason, I'm really excited about
Yeah,
that.
and my dad might be a beast. That's great. My dad was the biggest
A
beast.
doggone beast.
Dog gone. What does that even mean?
I have no idea.
Is beast like another word for pedo in America as well?
I don't know. Probably not in Sweden, I hope.
well, we're not in Sweden.
Yeah, we're not in
But
Sweden.
ABBA's Swedish.
Yeah, but we're in Greece and it's an American film,
I know,
right?
but ABBA wrote the song. That's what I'm trying
Well,
to
I
say.
don't think it's an American film because it's a British director.
Anyway, so basically she reveals that she sent these letters to each of these guys. She doesn't know which is her father, but her genius idea is to invite them all under false pretenses to the island the day before her wedding.
And they all somehow make it, which is great.
Yeah. So at the same time, they're like, trying to find their way to the island and having a comedy of errors, trying to get on the boat. And they meet each other as well, and they don't know each other. They don't recognise
Yes,
each other.
this is the
They've
three
never
men.
met before.
Stellan
Three men
Skarsgård, Colin Firth, Pierce Brosnan.
before.
What a trio.
Yeah. very odd, but enjoyable.
Oh, great! Like you're seeing three very acclaimed actors from three very different like vibes of films. So I just need to really emphasise how weird that is. You've got Colin Firth, you know, the straight-laced British leading man. You know, he's been in all sorts of great films.
Richard Curtis, this guy.
Yeah, Richard Curtis' guy. He was the original Darcy. You know, from Pride and Prejudice. He's
a stuffy love interest.
About to do the King's Speech. About to win his Oscar for the King's Speech. You know, he's the stuffy love interest. Yeah, Bridget Jones, etc. Then you have literally James Bond himself. Sexy James Bond, straight off the back of that. Oh, and then throw in a bit of mixture. We have acclaimed Scandinavian actor known for his dark, serious dramas and fucked up films, Stellan Skarsgård, all together on a boat trying to get to this Greek island where Julie Walters, Meryl Streep are all kind of just hanging out and drinking sangria, and it works. It's like an odd couple sort of journey, the three of them just going through it.
I think that when we get to the end of this, that we should recast Mamma Mia if it was made just now. Because obviously...
Spoiler alert, I'm not putting Lily James in it.
Because Daniel Craig would obviously be Pierce Brosnan's role. Yeah. Like in the same kind of way, like who would kind of replace them in the way that you've just described, you know?
To be fair though.
We'll do it at the end.
We'll do it at the end.
Okay.
Everyone
The review will inspire us.
Okay.
Inspired.
So, not long after this, similar sort of sequence, Donna, who is Sophie's mum and being a single mum,
so Meryl
Streep, she owns this hotel on the Greek island. She's raised Sophie on her own. Her two best friends also show up on the dock. That's Tanya and Rosie, played by Christine Baranski and Julie Walters.
Yeah.
So they rock up, and they all used to be in a girl group called the Dynamos, and they have a little like sing-songy moment, which again is, I imagine, what it feels like for other people to watch us just cackling and being obscene.
Yeah, this point when they met each other, when our pals came off the boat, was the part where I particularly was getting quite irritated with this film.
Can't imagine why.
With the whole like cackling part, and it is because I felt like, you know, when we obviously, like we've just described, do this all the time where we leave people out of shit and are obnoxious and annoying and like really all about ourselves, you know. Don't cover your faces as if you don't know it. I'm being honest with myself.
I try and fight against it.
I'm an arsehole sometimes.
I try and fight against it.
Until you love it though.
I love it. Of course I love it. I'm part of it. But I need to
include you next time.
Hey guys, stop. Oh my god, guys. Yeah, of course. You guys give me credibility, absolutely. But I need to temper it sometimes. Or at least pretend that I'm like, yeah, there's just so much, guys.
What they like.
And then be like, you can dance. You can dance. We're all a bit sick, okay?
It's like someone just stood on a dog tie.
Okay, I won't try and hit those notes.
I know that you always play both sides because of the Babes and Bennigan's incident.
The Babes and Bennigan's incident?
We went to a bar in Derry called Bennigan's.
Oh, yeah.
And the girls took a little bit longer to get ready than the guys. And Swanee, like, text us or something like that. Yeah, you texted us or you phoned us, because basically this bar was just like this really old man pub, and then there was actually a nice bit out the back. And Swanee was like, oh guys, like just a heads up, I know you were all getting ready and like, you know, putting your tan and your heels and your like short dresses on and stuff, but like I'm a bit worried this bar is like really not that vibe. It's, you know, kind of like an old man's pub kind of vibe, but like, you know, you're gonna look amazing. I'm just trying to give you a heads up so you're not like shocked when you walk in. We're like, oh, that's so nice, that's really lovely.
Thank you, Swanee.
So lovely, Swanee. And so we walk in, and it is literally like the saloon doors swing open, and like there's just an old guy leaning on the bar, and he just goes, "It's not often you get babes and Bennigan's." And I was like, well, okay. And then we walk through, and there's like a kind of slightly more hipstery like bar bit out the back with like fairy lights, and I was like, okay, that we really fit in more here. That's fine. What I found out years later, because I ended up dating one of the guys who was on holiday with us, is I was telling him this story and going, do you know, it was actually really sweet this one, he did that. And he burst out laughing, and he was like, no, he was up to the guy at the bar, be like, wait till you fucking see the state of our friends. Don't think they've got the vibe quite of what Derry's going to be like. Absolutely sold us down the river. You were like, aye, that's them. They're half an hour late because they're still getting all dolled up. Oh, you know, they're not going to fit in here, are they? Having jokes and jibes with the guy at the bar.
So what happened there is the guy had said to me, oh, you're very well dressed up, because I was wearing a shirt. And I was like, okay, that's what set me off. The fact he went...
He made a slight comment about you, and you were just like...
He basically... I came in, I'd seen you guys all, you know, getting all dolled up. You were wearing this, like... proper summer dresses, like skimpy dresses, and we're going for a night in a good way. But you were doing that. So I get into this bar and I was like, oh, this is not the vibe that was sold to us. Okay. They're on their way. And this guy goes, oh, you're looking awfully dressed up. I was just wearing a shirt. And I was like, he goes, oh, a sexy lad like you. And I was like, if he's saying this to me, they're about to get the highest level of harassment anyone's ever gotten. And I was like, I need to warn them. But
It wasn't harassment though. I think he was just making fun of us because we weren't like, we were clearly like fish out of water.
Totally. But just at that moment, that's why I was worried about it. And then, I'm never going to show and go, hey, guys, listen, my female friends are going to come in. Can you not say they're pretty? Because, they might have a little bit of an anxiety. I wasn't going to do that,
When have I ever?
No, you've not. But I wasn't going to say, don't make them uncomfortable. I just had to play it like, oh, yeah, wait till you see them. Because I've just been, hey, prepare. These girls are going to come in. And you came in you were wearing jackets. It was all fine. But genuinely, when I'd left, you were all just wearing like...
You were covering your tits up, so it was all right.
Aye, it was, but...
So your strategy...
Yeah.
Your mission to avoid us being leered at or was to go up to the regulars who were sitting at this bar plus the bartender, who were all who looked when we came in, and go, Matt, hot pals are about to arrive and they're not wearing very much clothes.
I didn't say it like that.
That's essentially...
Yeah, but I thought it'd be better to temper what's going to happen because I didn't want them to be like...
Build a bit of anticipation.
Yeah, I'd rather than be like, oh, all right, girls. No, it's not. Trust me. At that moment in time, I thought... Giving them just wait till you see them, frantically texting like, oh my God, please wear a jacket. And be prepared to be ogled by the guy with 4 teeth at the bar.
I think that you faced...
That's a really nice bar.
It was great.
I think you'd face the same level of ogling whether or not you gave people prior warning or not.
Look, I've grown up a lot more since
you basically
then.
hyped us up.
I was panicking because at this point I hadn't seen the outside the bit at the back. I didn't know that was there, and I was just like, man, there's 6 people in this bar. All of them are old men, and they're all having a wee cheeky flirt with me for wearing a shirt. What am I going to be fighting someone off? Is we going to get groping scandals? What's going on? Obviously, definitely went too far in my mind. But I was just very like, oh no, we can't have this.
I'm glad you cleared that up, actually. I don't know if we've ever aired that beef before.
I tried to, and he's always just laughed.
No, but what I was saying about Meryl and her pals, Donna and her pals.
Meryl and her pals.
Is that, when... Obviously, you're like a bit obnoxious and outrageous when you go out and you're pissed and you're like, and you get a kind of look from somebody else and you're like, oh, fucking have some fun, man. Like, use her shite. And then you end up being in a bad mood for whatever reason. You've like maybe not drank enough, or you're like had a shite day at work, or you're not drinking, and then you sit next to some people and they're being as rowdy as you normally are, and you're just like, you fucking scum of the earth, man. Nothing is that funny. That's how I felt anytime they were hanging out. I'm supposed to love these people. I don't.
And to be fair, we were horrifically hungover the day that we watched this.
Yeah.
We had a wee drink though.
No, we had a wee drink.
That's what I meant.
As per usual.
That's what I meant.
The 2 people who enjoyed it more were slightly drunk.
You can dance.
You can vibe.
Having the time of your life.
So Donna's friends show up. Christine Baranski's character, she is really elegant, a bit sort of what sort of looking for, a bit flirtatious, she's a bit of a cougar, she's got a cougar vibe, and
but it looks like she should be in Sex in the City.
Oh yeah, she's gorgeous. I love Christine Baranski. She's possibly my favorite person in this movie. And then Rosie, who's played by Julie Walters, she's more kind of tomboyish. She reminds me so much of so many of my aunts that aren't actually my aunts. They're my nana's best friends or my grand's best friend. And she's just got this kind of slightly I don't know how to describe her.
There's kind of something a bit raunchy, but also very down to earth and kind of playful with her as well.
And she's got Bermuda shorts on and a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah,
and
it looks like the kind of one that would be the first one to get there drinking and the last one to leave drinking. Do you know what I mean? Never passing out, whereas, what's her name? The one you just said.
Christine Baranski.
She's very much peak and then definitely be a stumbling mess by the end. Yeah. But Julie Walters would just keep going all the way through, whilst Meryl Streep was having this emotional thing here, this low moment here, this little disappearance here, this little nap here. Those 3 would all go in those different ways.
They're just steaming the whole time, in plot, which I love.
Yeah, it was great.
So she then sings I think probably one of the worst shoehorn songs into this, Money, 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 because they're your hotel's kind of falling apart. What's going on with that? And she's she sings, you know, money, money, money. I wish I had more money.
I just say
My
it.
life would be so much easier. And it's like, okay. And then we move on from that. But this is the one thing that, like, I know that you don't like Meryl Streep in this film. I think that she's great. But the one thing that really annoys me about Meryl Streep in this movie is that she's like one of those people who just like constantly tells you how busy and how stressed she is, but you don't ever actually see her doing any work. She's like always carrying a drill or like some like poly filler, and she always goes to start fixing something, and then someone comes over and they're like, you work too hard, and she's like, oh well, I'm a single mom and I have to run this whole hotel by myself, and then she's
But
just
I
like,
love it.
but it's my life, what am I gonna do? And she's
Also,
constantly
you
just like,
can't be going around calling yourself a single mum when your daughter's in her 20s. You need to get over that by that point, you know.
She's 20. She's in her 20.
Well, she's
I
in her
was just,
20.
I was just recently in my 30. I'm now in my 30 fun. So she's not in her 20 fun yet. So
But you know what I mean? Like,
I get you.
because single mum suggests that you maybe have like a toddler. She doesn't. She has a 20-year-old who's getting married and is going to move away, so she has to fuck all for her.
To be fair to her, I think a lot of that will have come from her daughter saying, oh, I only have a single parent.
Yeah, Amanda can shut up too, man.
like
Everyone's
Meryl
bitching
Streep.
too much in this film.
Meryl Streep approaches like DIY tasks the way that Bella Swan approaches putting ketchup on her burger.
Oh my God, you're
It's like,
so right.
She's just like waving a drill near something and like
know
not
what?
doing anything.
You know
I'm like, Meryl.
I normally say cut 20 minutes out of films, but I think we should add 20 minutes in and it should just be Meryl Streep grafting. Like proper sanding things down, proper drilling in, getting raging at
Like a graft montage.
Yeah, just like several of them though. Constantly cuts back. Everyone else having a great time. Oh, I wonder where she is right now. Cut to Meryl just be like arguing with the scaffolding guy, but no, you put it in the wrong part of the house.
They could have had her doing that to Money, Money, Money. That would have
Absolutely.
made more sense.
Well, look, I'm starting to get a feeling that she might have done a little bit of grafting to Money, Money, Money that we're just forgetting about.
No, most of Money, Money, Money is like a dream sequence of her being on a yacht being like tended to by really rich men.
Yeah.
Oh well, fuck her then. You're not going to get that if you don't graft. But yeah, no, I wanted the sandboard out. I wanted the plasterers in.
I just wanted to see her actually fix something.
I wanted to see her going through the drain pipes, man, like covered in
She
shit.
fixed a window at some point.
She starts to fix the window.
Does she not finish it?
Does she? No.
No, she does. She does, because I said this. She knocks the window off, and I was like, oh, well, great to see that we didn't
Oh,
fix
and then,
that.
no, she started fixing it. She never finished.
She started
Yeah,
fixing
but
it.
at least we cut back to her at least trying to put it back
Yeah.
on. I'll give her, give
But
her
also, who
flowers.
cares about your fucking window shutter? You've literally got a toilet that doesn't flush.
Yeah.
In a hotel. Sorry, getting carried away with this.
Agreed.
Had a wee Amanda moment there.
Beast.
The hotel is a beast.
I was just reading this synopsis because we're going through it by song, and I don't remember this bit at all. But apparently, Sam, Harry, and Bill arrive at the taverna. Sophie greets them, shocked to see them all there. Spotting his old guitar, Harry begins to strum a tune, and Sophie joins him in thank you for the music. I don't remember them singing that at all.
I don't think they do. I like Thank You for the Music. I think I would remember singing that. Have we got a
no
fact
idea.
check on that?
I mean,
Delete scene.
maybe. But anyway, the point is, the three guys arrive and they're like, you know, take us to your mum. She invited us here. And she's like, no. And they're like, what?
And then she's like, hide in this goat
Get in attic.
barn.
Literally get in
barn.
attic. Like, you've planned all this out and you couldn't find someone for them to sleep.
Yeah, it's almost like she's like, oh, I didn't actually think you would come. I sent it yesterday. You guys are a bit much. Get in the barn. Do you
And
know
they're
what I mean?
like, where's Donna? She invited us. And she's like, oh, actually, she didn't.
Bit cringe. Bit cringe that you showed up.
Like, I invited you. And they're like, why? And she's like, oh, I just did. I thought my mum would want to see you. I wanted to be a surprise for her. And literally all of them are like, no, we like shagged your mum and then never texted her or phoned her or like whatever you would do back then. I don't think she does want to see us. I should probably leave. And she's like, no, stay for my wedding, please. It would mean so much to me. And I'm like, this is at the point where everyone should have figured out what was going on. Because she's clearly like 20. In them, like in their minds, they're like, that's roughly the time ago that I had sex with your mum. You have randomly invited me to your wedding and you won't tell me why, but you don't want me to leave because it would mean so much to you if I was there.
Yeah, it
This
takes
is when everyone should have put two and two
Yeah,
together.
everybody takes like too long to clue into what's going on.
Or at least it could have been something like a very skillful lie to make them not think that was it. Do you mean?
also-
Oh no, my mum has a secret. Do you know? Just something.
The fact
But
that they
no. also
also all individually, like, this is slightly late in the film, they all come to the conclusion, they finally realize, like, oh my God, I think I'm your dad, right? But I'm like, and all the time in this film where we're not with these three guys, they spend it together because they ended up getting kicked out of the goat house by Donna, so they go and stay on Bill's boat. what were they talking about that they didn't all realise that they all knew Donna within a week of each other? Like, how did that not come up in conversation?
This is making me just think that Donna was, do you know, the whole joke is, oh yeah, she had a wild week.
Was it just a week?
I think it was just a week. I think that's just the three that maybe landed at that point. I think it was like that for like 4 years or something.
In between
like
that and her next Miss Period.
yeah, right.
But yeah, so how funny would it be if it was none of them?
Well, that's my theory.
But anyway, so Sophie takes them to the goat shed and Donna like clocks it. So she sees them and we get this, and it's so ridiculous, but it is one of my favourite things about this film is that they don't like, she has a sort of like image of what they were like when they were younger, and they don't get younger actors and they just put all of them in like, honestly, like costume shop level of bad.
That's so funny.
Like old sort of like 70s outfits.
It's brilliant.
Like
Stellan Skarsgård with this huge fucking like this blonde hair wig that comes down, and you're like, that just looks like Stellan Skarsgård wearing a fucking wig. It's obscene, and I love it so much. I love when movies do that.
Yeah, and that's what makes me sad about the
class.
second one is that they tried to tone it down slightly, and I get it because it would have been a very difficult film to invest yourself in if they had gone for as ridiculous the outfits as they went in this.
Yeah.
But like,
Part of the charm,
just
isn't
like
it?
that was so fun and funny. To imagine that these like honestly kind of ridiculous looking, like roguish looking men, she slept with all three of them in 1 week.
Also, but as well, I think like with the second film, I know we're not reviewing the second film, but with the second film, you know, I'm not a huge fan of Meryl Streep. I find her quite annoying. I've not got any particular reason for that, just like she is. But I don't think that Lily James is given Meryl Streep at all.
No.
You know, like I'm not seeing Lily James transform into Meryl Streep in the next.
She's
like,
given like a lassie who's went as Meryl Streep in Mamma Mia for Halloween.
Yeah, exactly. And she's not.
And the thing
tried.
is, Mamma Mia is literally just like they've all gone as the cast of the Mamma Mia musical for Halloween. So it's like several stages removed from what, and even that is all based on songs and vibes cultivated by ABBA, a band that didn't make the musical. So there's all these levels. Yeah, I can see why Lily James doing that with her lack of presence would fuck it.
Anyway,
She's so milquetoast.
she's so milquetoast. I don't like her in anything. I'm sorry.
She's so milquetoast that she's soya milk toast. Batter me. That was so bad.
That meant nothing.
No, well, I just meant it was less milky than milk. That's how milky it was.
That comment had as much taste as soya milk.
I'm sorry, I just stroked her like this. A bit much.
Uh-oh. Hairy
Okay.
legs out.
So then we get two songs.
Jesus.
Guys.
Right, on that long note, I'm going to go for a wank. No, I'm going to go for a piss.
In very quick succession, we get two songs with honestly not enough time between them.
Yeah.
So because she's seen Sam and she remembers all her conflicted feeling from her lost love, we get Mamma Mia, the title track. A good performance, I would say, from Meryl Streep.
Oh, it's very good. She's running about the place. She's looking through the floorboards. They're running below, trying to hide from her. But she's kind of looking about. Oh, it's great. It's
And
very
the song
cinematic.
The song ends with the Greek chorus surrounding her, and they kind of like blow her into this sort of like trap door in her ceiling, which apparently leads into the goat shed. And she falls onto this mattress, crash landing, and the three guys are just like, hi. And she's like, what are you doing here? And they all make up stupid reasons for why they're there. And she's like, okay, well, you can't be here because there's a wedding tomorrow. And she doesn't say it's her daughter, which again, I think should have been a massive clue, because she's like, my daughter, I mean, a local girl is getting married tomorrow. I'm like, again, guys, let's pick up the pace here. Come on. You look like three vaguely intelligent men. Like, why are we not sticking the pieces together? But she basically tells them that they have to get out, so then they move from the goat shed onto Bill's boat, which I would argue is the decision that they should have made as soon as they found out that they were to stay in the goat shed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they probably should have just made that decision anyway.
Yeah.
Just in case things are off, we can just scoot quickly.
Also, I love that she's like, come to my wedding in this hotel. And they're like, I don't need to book a room.
Hotels have rooms? What do you mean? I thought you
It's like
sorted out my
inviting
rooms
Swanee to a wedding.
Yeah, I thought you sorted the rooms for me. You literally invite me to any wedding.
Genuinely, you go to
People
any
will just say
wedding.
to me, oh, by the way, I booked room for accommodation for you and stuff. I'd be like, oh, sick.
That just happened.
Also, I then found out that my friend went, hey, looking forward to seeing you at my wedding in September. Have you got accommodation sorted? And I just was like, didn't realise that was on me, but guess it is. You know? I'm just so used to people just being helpful to me.
Doing everything for you.
Not everything, a lot.
When it comes to booking hotel accommodation.
Everything.
For weddings, yes.
For weddings, yes.
Absolutely.
But okay, so she's, very suddenly distressed by what's just gone down, and she's comforted by her two best friends.
Who's distressed?
Meryl. She's comforted by her two best friends via the song Chiquitita. Not my favourite.
Yeah,
not my favourite either.
Anyone's favourite?
I would doubt
I
it.
think it's ABBA's favourite.
Do you want to hear a story about Chiquitita? Well, I've got a bad back, and
Do you want to hear a story about Chiquitita? I've got a bad back.
Oh, I've got a bad back. Great start.
Go on.
so I decided to get myself a sports massage. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
And I went to this place in the Stirling Retail Park to get a sports massage.
Bad.
Straight away, anything you are about to say, that's your fault.
Warning lights are going off.
And I got there, and the first thing the woman said to me was, because I was like 5 minutes late, but I phoned ahead to say that I was going to be 5 minutes late. And the first thing that she said when I arrived was like, I'm so disappointed you're here because I thought I would get off an hour early. So thanks for that. And I was like, great. This is already.
Right.
I immediately feel relaxed and taken care of. Thank you.
One, this is like, you as the kind of person that you are, you wouldn't really necessarily volunteer to go get something like that done unless you really needed it done.
Yeah.
Secondly, it's in your favourite city in Scotland, in the retail park, and then you're 5 minutes late, so already you're stressed out, and then as soon as you get there, she's like, I thought I was going to get to leave early, fuck you. Lie down, let me get my hands on that back.
Literally, you hate Sterling so much that when you needed to borrow a jumper from me last week, I deliberately gave you my Sterling uni jumper because I knew it guaranteed I would get it back.
So true.
That's a very good point. So,
And did you get it back?
no, not yet.
Not yet.
It's in the bottom of a pile somewhere.
It's in the fucking bin.
It's in the furnace.
So I got onto the bed thing, and she had an iPod Nano. She was playing music out of her iPod.
In what year?
In 2021.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah, and she was playing music out of her iPod Nano, and I suppose that she decided that today was Chiquitita time because she just fucking played Chiquitita on repeat for the entire hour duration of the massage. And other wee fun tidbits from that massage was when we started talking about our pets, and I was saying that I was like, oh, I've got a ragdoll cat, like, and she was like, yeah, they're ugly, I hate them. And I was like, great. And the other not so fun part was when she'd done my back, and then she was gonna do like my chest
Pecs,
muscles, my
yeah.
pecs, and I asked if I could get a towel to cover my boobs, and she was like, okay. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I should have been feeling so relaxed here.
Sorry, I fucking don't. Chiquitita.
So I've never, one, went for another massage again because that was traumatizing, and two, never purposefully listened to Chiquitita again after that.
Fair. Oh my God, fair. Oh man, massages should be a silent business.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Not being like, I hate your cat, here's Chiquitita.
There should be relaxing music playing in the
There
background.
should be a balance.
I don't think they should talk to you at all.
I think the option should be there.
Well, I
I think that you can start talking to them, but they shouldn't start a
yeah, it
conversation.
has to come from you. But like,
I also felt like she was grinding my muscles against my bones like a meat grinder, which was not nice.
ugh.
And I could hear it, and she was like, yeah, it's meant to sound like that. And I was like, I don't think it is. I don't think it's meant to sound like that.
One of my exes, we used to, or he would always say, like, I've never been for a massage before, I've never been to a spa, I'd love to go to one. And I was like, oh, okay, great. And in my head, I'm like, bookmark that for Christmas idea. So I got us like a little spa voucher thing for like a night in a spa and like spa treatments. And he was like so excited because he'd never been. And then I went to go spend Christmas with his family, or like New Year with his family. And everyone was like, what did Abby get for Christmas? He's like, oh, fucking spa. Like, oh, just girly shit. I mean, and I was like, excuse me. But we went, and they phoned ahead, and they were like, okay, so unfortunately, like, you were meant to, like, you go use the spa, and then you both go off and get a massage at the same time, but like separately. But they were like, someone's just phoned in sick, so you're gonna have to get them one after the other if that's all right. And it was like only a couple of days, like maybe like the 1st or 2nd of January, so it was like the place was absolutely like dead. We were the only people in the entire place. And so they were like, you just sit in like the relaxation room where you normally go after you've had a massage. So I like took a book in. I was like, you go first. I'm quite happy to read my book here. But it was like deathly quiet. So I could hear them down the corridor. And God love him, he just didn't get the etiquette at all. So he was like giving this woman chat like he was like getting a haircut. Like he just kept talking and kept talking. And you could hear that she didn't want it. And then eventually she was like, you know that you don't have to talk to me. In fact, you probably shouldn't. I was like just sitting reading my book being like, I'm so secondhand embarrassed right now. Oh, he was accosting this woman with chat and like she was being so like
That does sound exactly like what I would do.
Yeah.
And then she'd be like, you don't need to chat. I'd be like, yeah, but I want to. Yeah, but I've not told you this story yet. Well, wait, I'll win you back round, Valerie. Don't know why her name's Valerie.
But yeah, anyway, back to Mamma Mia. So we get Chiquitita. No one has a good time with that one. And then Donna reveals to them that like she's always said that Sam was Sophie's father. That's what she'd always told them. But she's like, actually, it might not be. It could be one of these two guys as well.
Sam being called him first? No, Sam being Pierce Brosnan.
Sam being the one who got away, Pierce Brosnan's character. And then we're straight into another song. We've really not had a lot of plot in between these three songs. But then we're into Dancing Queen. Because they're just like, cheer up. And here's Dancing Queen, which
works.
Slightly contrived, but also is something that has been done in real life.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like a lot of times, actually, we've been like, let's try and perk this, you're at a party, something shit's happened, you're like, let's try and, pump the spirits back up, stick on
Let's
Dancing
rally the
Queen.
troops.
But that's the thing with these. That's the magic of these ABBA songs. Like even when the plot starts to like dip a bit, and you're like, where are we going? What are we doing? Why? I need more, and I also need less. Suddenly, an ABBA song comes on, you're like,
And that's true of basically everything except
apart
for
from
Chiquitita.
Chiquitita. Yeah, but you know what I mean? They carry this through.
In a bathroom greeting, and my best friend stuck their face underneath the door and started singing Chiquitita at me, I would just be like,
That'd be really funny. You tell me if Claude didn't crawl under a bathroom stall and start singing Chiquitita, Chiquitita. That's not how it goes.
Something you would do. That's something you would do.
You'd be riffing it in the back.
but anyway, so
This is the problem. Sorry, this is the problem I have with it, though. Like that these songs are so kind of like clumsily put in at times. Shoehorned in, yes, which is fine. But like, just like keep it because when it's a musical, like a stage musical, you can kind of forgive things being shoehorned in because it's like one of those kind of musicals that I imagine you want the crowd to kind of get involved, sort of like Rocky Horror type of deal. So it's fine, But this is just like, yeah, why are we doing this?
No, but
also,
but that's what a jukebox is, and I get what you're saying. But I think it really just brings it back.
I also don't think that the song should be Kai in the film. I feel like that they should be complementing each other. I feel like that I shouldn't be watching the plot parts of the film being like, when's the next song gonna come on? I feel like I should be, loving both of it,
Yeah.
Because that's how I feel about Moulin Rouge as well. Like, I like the bits that are not just songs, and I feel like the songs complement the bits that aren't songs, which is good, which is how it should be. But this just feels like it's like, right, less plot, wee boy. Mere ABBA.
Do you know what it feels
Mere
like?
ABBA, wee boy.
It just feels like...
I was just swanning at a party. Mere ABBA, wee boy.
Yeah, he's usually at the balcony and he's missing it, and then he's coming and go, where's ABBA? And I'm like, I played it. You stupid. Anyway, I think a good way to look at this, it's almost like this musical is a fever dream that you have when you're on holiday with your pals, and you're like, oh, we could do, and then we'll sing this, then we'll sing that, and it's just, it's that. It's like you've done a bit of karaoke, you've drank loads, the sun's beating, you've sang one too many ABBA songs, and everyone's clapping along, and you're still doing it, and then you go to bed and you have a little dream about all. That's what it kind of feels like to me. It feels like this perfect little, like, just this infusion of holiday vibes with ABBA songs and karaoke.
Yeah, I'm not on holiday. I'm sitting in Glasgow.
No, I know, but you suspend your disbelief and you go on holiday with them, which is why we should drink. We should really have followed the ABBA drinking game, because there's many drinking games that you could have played along with that.
Yeah, next time,
please.
But yeah, so whilst this is like, so they have their Dancing Queen moment, everyone's out, everyone's singing, and then Sophie sees the 3 potential dads on the boat, and she's like, oh my god, they're leaving. So she swims out to the boat and she's like, don't leave. And they're like, we've literally been chucked out. And she's like, no, stay. I promise decide that she does want you here by tomorrow. And they're like, that sounds shit, but also I guess we're in Greece. We've all probably booked a week's annual leave for this, so may as well stay. And then they are like talking about, the summer that they had with her mum, and they sing Our Last Summer. And I mean, there's a couple of things we probably should have touched on earlier when they first meet in the goat house. But the way that they talk to Sophie, sometimes it's like a little bit like, ooh. Like the quotes that I had bookmarked were Sam saying, "You're a bit of a minx, just like your mother." Oh,
yeah, that's maybe your daughter, man.
Not great. And just Bill calling her baby.
Yeah,
like, you got it, baby.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I
mean, yeah, it's all a little bit like.
It's almost like they're gonna go once they find out one of them's the dad. They're gonna be like, so we like to fire in. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like they're hedging their bets. Like, yeah, daughter, but also, if not, which is horrible, which is terrible, which is a weird vibe.
And I don't think it's the intention.
But it reoccurs a couple of times.
But it does come up sometimes where you're like,
part of me's wondering, is that just our fucked up minds that we see a pretty woman, an older man, they have a little bit of banter, and we're just like, he wants to shag his daughter. Is there something wrong with us?
Well, he doesn't know that it might be his daughter at this point because he's an idiot.
No, but I just mean, are we?
I think the
the
dialogue
baddies?
is sometimes just a little bit sketch.
Was
The dialogue.
yes.
yeah.
I don't think it comes from nowhere.
Fair.
So, and then also like there's they're on the boat and Sam's like does like a little portrait of her and she does a little portrait of him and it's like a perfectly fine drawing
of Pierce Brosnan.
of Pierce Brosnan. Like I wouldn't say that it was in any way
He's like, hey, you got a real talent for this. You're amazing.
His kind of whole bit now is he's like, why are you getting married to live on this beautiful Greek island where you live a life that many would covet and like this is just falling into your lap? You should leave all of this and go and study your apparent skill and passion for drawing by means of like a little like 10-minute doodle that she's done of his face and he's like, this is star.
You're everything your mother could have been. And it's like, whoa, what
is going on here, guys? That's too much. But she hops off the boat.
Is that a line?
No,
but
I was just
like
saying it's almost near enough.
Right.
But she hops off the boat, she swims to the shore, and she finds her fiance Sky, and then they do probably, I would say, my top 3 performances in this movie. Lay All Your Love on Me.
Yeah.
Which is very
one's good.
sexy.
Yeah.
Until it's like
So Sky's played by Dominic Cooper.
Yeah.
Who's kind of a bit of a non-entity and a bit of an, when he is an entity,
bit of
is
an
a total
arsehole.
arsehole
yeah,
in this
he's
film.
actually like not a nice guy in this film.
No, he's not.
Especially in the context that this is on the day before the wedding.
Yeah, day for the wedding. But they have a little sort of like romantic, sexy moment where they're just like, oh, like she's like, never leave me. Like my dad left my mum, and he's like, sure, of course not. I'm marrying you tomorrow. It'd be a bit weird if I was just like, yeah.
Cut to 20 minutes later when he's a bit like, yeah.
But they do this like really like sexy song and dance. It's very hot. And then at the end, what I think is meant to be his stag party,
Oh yeah.
all start doing this sort of like choreographed dance with like flippers. And I get that it's a musical and you're ultimately going to hire a lot of dancers and they're going to be like good dancers. But you're just looking at being like, everyone in his stag party must be gay. like there's a lot of guys like, and they're like holding hands together and they're like dancing with flippers and like spinning each other around to an ABBA song. And you're like, this is very not straight. And if it was me, if I was Sophie, I'd be like,
Hey buddy. Hey man.
like every single one of your friends. Very interesting. Okay.
So that's what you get up to on lads' holidays?
Yeah,
Okay,
because it's
cool.
like the least, because these guys all come out of the sea and you're like, oh, lads' holiday vibes. And then they're all just like, literally, they cross over, they're holding hands and doing like the can to ABBA. And you're like, okay, sure. And then the other thing as well that this made me realize is that when you actually see their wedding at the end of the movie, the church has maybe space for about 20 people. I'm like, so all these people were invited to the stag do, but they didn't make it to the wedding. Like, what? Like, it's in such a tiny church.
It's also in Greece. Why didn't you have it outside?
Exactly.
So that it could fit everybody.
Exactly. But like the actual church part of the wedding is like in such a small room. And I am like, I've seen your mutual stag do and hen party like guest like number of guests.
Extravaganza.
They weren't all there.
No, they weren't.
Yeah.
You invited them all the
This
way
is
out to
why
this Greek
people-
island and didn't invite them to the wedding.
I know that they live on the Greek island, but this is why people have weddings in Greece, so that you can have them outside. On the beach.
Exactly.
So why didn't we do that?
Or like, in a plaza, just something. Just not under a roof. A sweltering, stinking old church.
Oh, it would be so boggy.
so
It would
sweaty.
be so warm.
Who
I'm
would
sweating
Who would
thinking
stink
about
the
it.
most at the main cast? Either Pierce or Stellan.
Stellan for sure. He looks like he
Stellan.
sweats.
Also, maybe
I mean,
Julie Walters.
we
She
also-
looks like she would be. Well, just from the character,
Yeah, it was just funny.
like she looks like she's got roll-on deodorant and a dream, like, and that's their only reinforcing sweetheart in the Greek heat.
So funny. So what's the next song?
So we now get to the stag do hen party situation. All the gals are there, and Donna and the Dynamos do a performance of Super Trooper.
Yeah, this one. This one we're very much like Meryl. This is not your day.
Yeah.
Can you stop upstaging your daughter at her hen party?
Claude, who'd never seen it before, sees like Sophie, Amanda Seyfried, dancing in the middle of everyone chanting and stuff like that, and thought it was Meryl, and was like, "Oh my God, Meryl, this is not about you." And then the doors swing open, and Meryl comes out in like a full like 70s glam rock outfit with like platforms, and
On
is
a
like,
stage.
"Me and my band have reunited to perform a song for your hen party," and you were like, "That's worse."
It's so funny, but then of course she loves it because it's her mum. And look, it's cute. It's just very funny. If she didn't enjoy it, it's just like, okay, mum, amazing. Thanks, mum. Okay,
Yeah.
back to me. Do you know what I mean? But it's look, the
She could have
performance,
got Amanda to come and join in. It's a musical,
right?
After
I'm sure Amanda. I'm sure Sophie and
that
Amanda
would be a
she
very
wanted to do that.
fun hen do
She always wanted to
activity.
do it for your mum to go, hey, now you're the new member of the band.
Yeah.
How
Yeah, she
amazing
should
would
have let
that?
her join in.
She should have let her join in.
Like she did as a little girl watching her mum do it, probably.
No, but she was like, no.
No, it's me.
It's our reunion.
Sophie, can you sit down so they can see me at the back, please? Do you know what I mean? That's what I was like. Oh, brilliant. But what song do they sing?
Super Trooper, which is a big
fuck.
moment for us because Glasgow.
Yeah.
That's always great.
That is always good.
I would say that's the only part of the film that we actually sang along to, like as a group.
I sang all of them.
No, I
Yeah,
sang
we
it.
did a little bit, but as a like a
What's she talking about?
Yeah, we were singing.
Were you there?
yeah, but I mean like it was kind of like everyone was singing along like to different bits themselves, but then we all got together to shout Glasgow.
Yeah, we did all get together
Thank
to
you.
shout
That's all
Glasgow.
I'm trying to say.
We shouted Glasgow in particular. You did.
Particular.
It's not my favorite ABBA song, but that moment is always
It's
great.
iconic. Yeah.
But yeah, so then Sam, Bill, and Harry all show up, and Sophie's like, "Join my hen party, I guess."
Oh yeah, and then they proceed to get molested by the entire group.
Yeah, it's a bit
It's a-
gratuitous.
It's a lot.
What?
They all
The dads.
The dads, like, they all get stripped off by the girls and, like, are
Oh,
getting
yeah.
shoved
Yeah.
about.
And it's "Gimme, Gimme, Gimme" is the
Oh,
song
yeah.
that's playing while this
Great
goes
song.
on.
Favourite
Great
ABBA song.
Yeah,
It's a great
Gimme,
It's my
Gimme.
favourite
is
ABBA
great.
song. And then,
Also top three.
but then also it seems like each one of them almost has a willy won't moment with their maybe daughter. Like when they're dancing, like, it's like, what are we doing?
yeah, because
Lights are off. I know I've had plenty of sangria, we've been drinking all day. But Jesus Christ, guys, don't shag your dad.
the context obviously is that this is when they're first looking at her, and the penny's starting to drop, and so they're looking at her with like, could she be my daughter?
But it's
But
not
all that's
given that.
happening is like "Gimme, Gimme, Gimme" is playing. This man has been stripped off, and he's dancing with a young woman, looking at her like,
Sweating.
maybe, but no, but what if? And it's like, okay, I get that for the context, but like visually,
Yeah, the what if is.
what if she's my daughter?
Yeah, but the what if that we're getting is, what if we just fucked? What if we just went behind the bleachers and just pretended the plot hadn't happened?
I think that like the film was,
That could be us though. I think
like-
that's very much us though.
What?
No, not us as in that's our vibe. I mean, I think we're reading into that quite a lot.
right.
Right, just to clarify. Jesus Christ, yeah, that's very us.
Every time we go out and we're dancing together, it's always that like, oh, will we? Won't we?
No.
I was like, no, it's not. Maybe for you.
No, I'm saying Jesus
This
Christ.
is a classic example of what I'm talking about, is that there's obviously one narrative that is meant to be the correct one, but it's so easy to misinterpret.
Yes.
Yes, implied narratives are bread and butter here.
yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So it's just really. I remember it being really stressful as well because obviously like they lost me with Meryl and her pals screeching, and then they got me again a wee bit. Then they lost me again when she upstaged her daughter. They got me with like all your love on me. I was like, yes, this is what I want. This is great, cool. And then they lost me again. Anytime Meryl gets involved, they lose me a little bit because she's just been a bit of a
You're
bitch.
just a Meryl hater.
I'm just a Meryl hater. I'm a hater through and through.
It's almost like Meryl would push past you and be like, okay, everyone, we're doing this now. And you're
Yeah.
like, I was just fucking talking, but
Yeah.
okay.
I would bitch about her so hard if we were at the same party. Anyway, and then they fucking completely lost me at this point. I was like, why are they? like try to come on to their maybe daughter. That's bad.
They're not, but it's funny.
And given, by the way, that the ending of it, you don't really ever get clarified who her real dad is. They've still weird, you know? Still weird.
It's obviously not meant to be, but it just is a bit odd. But anyway, so they all go off and have separate moments with Sophie at different points where they're like, oh my God, I realised why you brought me here. I'm your dad, aren't I? And Sophie just says yes to all of them.
Yeah,
and agrees
she does not advance the plot any further than where we already are. We're expecting to go, like, well, you know,
it could be you, but it could be these people.
Yeah, she's like, yes.
But she just goes, yes, and I want you to walk me down the aisle tomorrow. To all three of them.
Yeah, she's the epitome of improvising on the spot, but doing it too well. Yes, and all
also,
three of you do the same thing.
I kind of honestly genuinely relate to this because I'm such a
course.
people pleaser that if someone was like, oh my God, I'm your dad, I want to walk you down the aisle tomorrow, it'd be the honour of my life. And I just agreed to that twice, like
I
5 minutes
can see you
before.
agreeing that to me, and then like, oh, I'll walk you down the aisle, Abby. You know, I'll do that, and you're like, oh yeah, and then for some reason you do it with three other pals, and suddenly it's like. And then you're like, oh yeah, actually my stepdad made it. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's what we thought. What's going on?
My actual dad. Maybe that's why I'm like, I would just say yes to everyone.
Yeah,
I don't know how I'd ever navigate that situation. Probably won't have to worry about it in my lifetime. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to get married outside of my lifetime. But like, it's something that's always stressed me out. I'm like, oh, of my two dads who equally raised me, I'm like, who would walk me down the aisle? Who would do this? Maybe that's why I'm just like, I would just say yes to everyone as well.
Yeah, because you do have three men who'd be your stepdad, your dad, and Swanee.
Yeah, that's why
Swanee be the ring bearer.
I would be. That's why I think I should be the obvious choice, because then you won't hurt anyone. You'll hurt everyone's feelings instead of just one person's feelings.
Except for you.
Except for me, the most important one. No. What's the next song? I feel like I'm trying to keep us on the...
Whilst Voulez-Vous, so basically they all kind of have these moments. Voulez-Vous kicks in and she comes back and she realises, you know, like, oh my God, this is so overwhelming. I've made an absolute arse of this. Like, I've just agreed for all of these people to walk me down the aisle at my wedding tomorrow. My mum still doesn't know about the harebrained scheme that I've enacted here. And everyone's like, Sophie, are you okay? Sophie, are you okay? And she just gets so overstimulated that she basically just passes out.
Classic.
Which is fair enough.
Yeah.
Also, Voulez-Vous is a great song. Those are my top three ABBA songs. I think Lay All Your Love on Me, Voulez-Vous, and Gimme.
Yeah,
I think there's the strongest three.
Yeah, I would probably agree with that.
Okay, so yeah, basically, day of the wedding arrives, and this is when my anxiety starts to kick in because nobody does anything.
Oh my God, for so long. Nobody's dressed, nobody's got their makeup on.
Everyone's pissed.
Everyone's hungover.
Everyone's just running about having their own wee dramas. I'm like, what? Like, let's just. You've got a wedding to go to. Let's all just sort this out after, please.
It also kind of seems like no one on the island knows there's going to be a wedding, and they're like, wait, what? Oh shit.
Also, people are airing their grievances about whether they should get married on the day of the wedding. Why have we waited until today? You know.
And Meryl Streep is setting that fucking table for about 5 hours.
Yeah, honestly.
And everyone else already set the table, and she's just like adjusting plates, telling other people where to move things.
Do we even see them sitting at these tables?
And the boys, the stag party, the guests at the wedding, she's like, make yourselves useful, please. Come on, boys, help out with stuff. And I'm like, that's not their job. They're like wedding guests.
Honestly, that happened to me though when I was at my friend's wedding. Their mum just came up to me and was like, so your role should be to do this. I'm like, are you getting married?
Do you want to air this on the podcast?
No, I'm not getting into who it was. It's very funny though. But yeah, so yeah, that was relatable.
Sorry, I was just checking what the next song was. There's songs in this recap that I'm like, I don't remember this.
Like what?
One of Us?
I don't know that song, I don't know.
Is that in the movie? I'm looking to our like Mamma Mia specialist in the corner, Marion, who is our first ever live studio audience. So apparently Donna thinks Sophie's upset because she wants to call the wedding off, so she sits her down and she's like, if you don't want to do this, that's absolutely fine. And Sophie's like, what do you mean if I don't want to do this? I want to get married. The only problem in my life is that you're a massive slag and that like you have ruined my life by not letting me know who my dad is and all this sort of stuff.
And ruining my hen do and having annoying pals and just being
she honestly is being like a bit of a brat in this moment.
And also, hilariously, is this not what leads on to slipping through my fingers?
A little bit, yeah. So, but I think before that we get SOS.
Sorry. Just the idea that everything you just said, like, you've ruined this, mum. You're shite for this reason. I hate you for this. And then her mum responds with, slipping through my fingers. It's very funny.
That's
and
the
very,
next thing that they do have together.
No.
They
It's
get
just
more stuff in between. But
fair. It's just very funny, the idea that how self-centered Meryl is that finally her daughter's like the day they went, Mum, you've ruined it, you're doing this, you're doing this.
Listen.
Her response is to go, oh, you're growing up.
Listen, your first reaction to this is maybe that she's being a bit of a narcissist, right? And being a bit kind of like, being a bit of a brat. But what else are you going to do when you grow up with a narcissistic mum who would go as far as to reunite her fucking girl band from when she was in her 20s at your hen do and not invite you on the stage?
Go
like,
off.
no wonder she's went fucking insane
off.
the next day.
Go
like,
off, sister.
I would. Would you
Also,
not?
everyone must be so hungover.
Oh my god.
Like, it's the day of the
I think
wedding.
everyone's just perplexly drunk.
And apparently they left everything to sort out until that day.
And also, see, when they're actually done, they're not really done much. That's kind of thing.
So he's like, where was the production value?
Yeah, a little bit, but also I was like, you know what, fuck it. We're all drunk.
Why
in
don't we
Greece.
have the wedding on the same beach that they did Lay All Your Love on Me?
I don't know. It's
Because it's a church. You know, churches are where you get married.
I guess, but there's not enough room for the entire
No,
wedding
Amanda
party.
Seyfried.
They were all queued out that
Once
big
again,
spiral
this isn't the
staircase
last time
down the
that
cliff.
fucking Meryl Streep makes it all about herself in this film.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that. Right, so I want to talk about SOS. Very brief, very.
Yeah,
you know.
let's go through SOS.
Okay, so.
Well, the context for SOS is that she sees Sam, Sophie's just yelled
Pierce
at
Brosnan.
her. Yep, she sees Pierce Brosnan and Sophie's just yelled at her.
Pierce Brosnan. She sees Pierce Brosnan. Do you
Pierce.
want to say his name again?
Pierce. Brumsman.
Pierce Brosnan.
There you go.
She sees him and
Slay.
she's just been yelled at by Sophie, so she's just like, do you know what? All my problems, the reason my daughter's mad at me, it's your fault. That's why. Because if you hadn't abandoned me, then like none of this would have happened and you suck, basically. And that's why SOS, the song is sang.
Oh my God. Right. Pierce Brosnan has been really trying his damnedest throughout this film, right? I think his acting's pretty good. I think he's well cast, and I think he's good to be out of the three, the kind of smouldering, the one that got away. He plays that so well. He cannot sing.
No,
He
not
cannot-
at all.
Not at all.
Famously.
Famously cannot sing.
Like,
And-
I mean, famously because of this film.
Yes,
Like,
and like as referring to that Kermode review again, one of my favourite bits in that is when he goes, "There's a moment in the film where you realise that Pierce Brosnan is about to sing SOS, and you're gripping your seat, you're bracing for impact, and it really is like that. I've never heard a more apt way of describing the feeling when I first watched it and was like, oh my God, Pierce is about to sing. Because I didn't know a lot of ABBA songs at that point. A lot of ABBA songs. Shut up. I didn't know a lot of ABBA songs at that point, but I knew SOS. Everyone knew SOS, and suddenly Pierce Brosnan is like, and when you hear me calling your name, SOS.
He does sing it
so
like
bad.
a drunk guy on holiday
but
doing
now-
karaoke.
but now I'm
you know
gonna
when you're
argue.
like walking down the street and you can hear a bar doing karaoke from far away. That's what.
It's actually,
That's what Pierce
but
Brosnan
I'm going to
sings
argue that it's perfect because it is that. It's a karaoke. The whole film is just drunk celebrities doing karaoke. And then I love the idea that, like, I honestly feel that the film would be worse if they were all amazing singers. I genuinely
Yeah,
think it
I
would
can
be.
see that,
Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? I think the fact that you've got these amazing stars that aren't Broadway musical actors at all suddenly trying to give a Broadway musical
and
performance.
that man is fighting for his life.
And he
Like,
is.
he really means SOS.
Yeah.
He's like, please save me from this song.
And please,
Save our song.
Please see how much I love you because I'm singing SOS to you right now and I can't do it
Has
very
he
well.
sung Fernando yet, or is SOS
That's
the first
happened, I
song?
think.
No, Fernando's in the second one.
No, Fernando's in this one. He sings Fernando. He sings Fernando, doesn't he? It's the second one? I
Yeah.
thought he sung Fernando.
And it's Cher who sings it in the second one.
That's inexplicable. Enough of that. But yeah, I think it's.
Claude's sleep paralysis demon is Pierce Brosnan singing Fernando.
Honestly, though, I think it makes
Maybe there was like a bonus track on the album or something.
So Maren, expert, she loves this film. This is one of her
I thought you were
favorite.
going to say Maren, ex-girlfriend. That's your set right
No,
there.
no. Okay. No, Maren loves this film and she made the point, and I'm 100%. It makes it more real, the fact that they can't quite sing the songs. And it's also more real because that's how every single one of us sounds when we sing ABBA,
ABBA
songs.
songs, yeah.
So Pierce Brosnan really, he humiliates himself a little bit, but really what he's doing is it's a masterful performance as he lays bare the mirror of our own cringe back at us.
It kind of sounds like you're listening to him underwater.
It's brilliant.
I think there's like an odd like
Isn't that what it
distance to
sounds
his-
like when someone on a bad mic sings
Yeah.
any ABBA song ever?
Yeah.
You're like, Well, either they're underwater or I want to drown them because
But
they're
once
terrible.
again, I'm not at that karaoke bar. You know, I'm in the restaurant across the street, and I'm trying to enjoy a nice dinner, and all I can hear is Piers, and I'm like, "Fuck off, man! Just shut the fuck up."
Whereas I suppose we're at the same table.
I can hear you.
We're at the same table. You're like, oh, who the fuck's singing that? You look over. I'm gone. I'm sitting here. Oh, when you hear me call.
In real life, though, it's always Angels by Robbie Williams.
I'm loving angel. Yeah, it is. But no, I agree. I'm either they're singing it or I'm sitting next to you going, nah, man, that seems pretty fucking amazing, though.
So, the next song we get is Does Your Mother Know? We just kind of cut to Tanya, Christine Baranski, Meryl's friend on the beach, and there's been this guy there who she's kind of been flirting with the entire time. Now, I would make my pitch that he is possibly the rogue.
Okay, yeah, so this guy just keeps showing up, and at first I thought he just worked on the island, and I went, okay, quirky guy.
He was working at the bar.
No, but he doesn't. He's one of their pals. He's part of the wedding party. Like,
Who works here?
yeah, so this guy,
Is it one of Sky's
It's like
pals?
Empire Records all over again.
yeah, no,
Who works here?
So
Who
this guy,
doesn't? It's
this
so
guy
hard to
is just
tell.
constantly. I can't remember what the lines are, but every time you cut to him, he says something really like, "Ooh, you're going to give me a rumble in my tumble," or something. Yeah, it's that kind of idea.
kind of
Ooh,
thing.
you're giving my shots a tightening. And it's like, whoa, man! Every scene, we've
And
not
he
talked to him
has
yet.
so much facial expression going
Yeah,
on.
yeah, he's great. He's
got the same kind of facial expressions as the guy from The Room. You know, when he's about to get like a blowjob. and
Yes,
the
oh my
room
God.
and he's like,
But at like a flirty
he's my
comment.
rogue. So we're not really mentioning him a lot, but this guy does, as we said, he's given.
he's got a whole song.
He's got a whole.
inexplicably.
He's got a whole song. He's coming up with the most insane one-liners to like try and flirt. He looks like he works there. He also looks like he might be best pals with the best man. He also looks like he's part of the bridal party.
He also looks about 15.
And he also looks like he could possibly be none of these things. And it's just like, I'm going to fake it till I make it and then assume my way into these people's lives.
They're all
Everybody's
drunk.
so pissed that they don't
They don't realise. Oh, yeah, cool.
He's interviewing.
Yes,
He's on his 6-year holiday.
he's on his gap year.
He's
This is
Drake
like-
Island hopping.
Yeah, this is
Oh
like,
God.
remember, I don't know if you were at this party, but I remember like we had a party once at uni and there was this guy there and he was just cutting about talking to everyone, and at some point somebody was like, "Oh, who do you know here?" And he was like, "Oh, no one." I just kind of walked in and we were like, "Where's your pals?" And they were like, "I don't know." Like, that's what this guy
That's what
is.
this guy is. Yeah. So
How do you
he's-
know Sky?
I don't know his name, but he'll be my pick for the rogue most likely.
So we go from the real fun of the party on the beach. Again, I'm like, why are you all on the beach? You are getting so sandy. You are due at a wedding in like 3 hours. Every single one of you is going to have to go
'Cause
back,
what's her name?
shower, and then get ready. Like, what? Why are we on the beach?
What's the friend's name again?
Tanya.
Yeah, so that's the Sex and the City woman.
Yeah.
Looks like it. Yeah, her song is basically just like, oh, I'm on the beach, someone's getting married soon, but I'm a MILF. Anyone want to fuck me? That's kind of what that song is. And you're
Yeah.
like, we are getting married soon. Help with the wedding. Get dressed, please.
Yeah, like we don't have time for your little side quest, Tanya.
The
Like,
sun is beyond midday. When
When are you getting
now or
ready?
never. Now or never.
this is what it makes, and I feel like because we've got a wedding of one of our friends coming up, which we're all going to be at, and I feel like I'm just going to be constantly referencing Mamma Mia, like trying to get Swanee to be ready on time. I'm going to be like, Swanee, you're doing a Christine Baranski right now. Come on, stop
fine.
flirting with the boy on the beach and let's get the suit on.
Stop. Okay. No bye. So
It's a metaphor.
yeah, it was.
So then we go from the fun of the beach to just a clifftop argument with Sky and Sophie, because she reveals to him that, because he's like, why are you so stressed out? What's wrong?
Sky is
The fiance.
Dominic Cooper.
yes.
Dominic
Okay.
Cooper. So she's like, upset. And he's like, tell me what's wrong, let me in. And she's like, okay, so I've done this kind of stupid thing, to be honest, but I've never really knew how I felt, like who I was, and I've invited these 3 guys here who might be my dad, and I don't know who it is, and I'm really stressed out. It's really gonna upset my mum, and I've just snapped at her. And he's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
He's basically like.
He is so out of pocket in this scene, man.
On one hand, okay, he's out of pocket, but the point he makes is reasonable, because he goes, so Anna, you're telling me that you've organised this huge wedding solely for the purpose, let me get there, solely for the purpose of inviting these 3 men over so you can find out who your dad is. When you said, let me finish, because you said to me that you wanted a big wedding. I said I didn't want it, but I want it for you. You're telling me this is all this, which is a very reasonable thing to say. Not on the day of the wedding, though.
Devil's advocate here, though. I think that it was, like, he's like, oh, you planned this entire wedding just to find out who your dad is. I don't think she did, because if she did, then why did she invite them the day before?
Because she was shitting herself.
Yeah,
Because
but...
she's an idiot.
Yeah, but like...
Because she only discovered the diary. Well, you know,
Well, that's it. When did she discover the diary?
I think it was a split-second decision. She's like, I'm getting married anyway. Fuck it.
I think it's a reasonable thing for him to query that.
Query, but not be a total
agreed.
fucking
Agreed.
Query, like,
wank
is this why
about
you
it.
wanted to have a big wedding? Because then he's basically like, I didn't even want to get married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's a shitty thing to say to somebody on the day of the wedding.
1,000%.
Yeah.
As
And
I
he's
said,
just like, and I
he's
don't even know if
completely
I-
a pocket for when he does this. I would do this in the honeymoon. Like, hey, that was kind of weird. Did you just...
Would you?
I don't know.
That's worse. But it's not even like, because I would get being, but like,
Absolutely.
hang on, has all this been about this? I wish you just told me.
Yes.
Because he does say, he's like, I just wish you told me. But she's like, what, do you not love me anymore? And he's basically like, no, but I don't know if I still want to get married to you right now. And then that's the last conversation they have before the wedding. I'm like, I would be bricking it on that wee donkey with my big ridiculous veil on, going up the top to be like, is he going to be there?
It would have been nice to have a wee resolution scene with them beforehand where like he maybe comes and is like, look, I kind of lost it a wee bit there. I'm stressed as well, you know. I'm so sorry. Love you so much. Can't wait to get married to you.
Yeah.
That
Just
would be nice.
just that.
I mean,
you know?
we do get that when they go to get married, but I agree. The thing is, if they had that before that, then we wouldn't have the whole
Oh, yeah, I guess it's a
switcheroo. Yeah, in this movie, but we wouldn't have the whole switcheroo because
Yeah.
if he'd said, if they had a conversation realistically
honest,
before the wedding, they would just go, well, let's just call off the wedding. The whole point is they got to do it when they're at the altar, and then they call off the wedding.
Yeah.
And who steps in to get married instead?
Meryl Streep.
Of course.
Before that,
Oh, okay.
we're skipping a couple of steps there. So one other thing I want to say about Sky, before we move on from Sky being kind of a dick, is that he's also just very handsy with like every other woman in this movie.
Yeah.
So like when her friends arrive at the start, they're like lying on the bed, like hanging out chatting, and he just like runs in and he's like, "Oh, it's you guys," and like jumps on the bed and starts like play fighting them and like cuddling them and stuff while she's just like standing there, and I'm like,
This is weird.
that's weird. I mean, they're like her friends. They're not like his friends. So I mean, I'm just like, that would be bizarre. And then the other thing as well is that like when her mum's friends arrive, he's just like pure rizzing them up as well. And I'm like, whoa, man, this is a bit much from you.
Yeah.
I just generally am not a fan of his character.
No.
In this movie, I think he's kind of an arsehole.
Yeah.
Totally.
But so we go from there to I mean, we're gonna skip over Knowing Me, Knowing You because, well, hang on, that was ages ago.
We're going to miss out a couple. It's fine.
It's fine. So we get Slipping Through My Fingers. I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, again, so it's what? Meryl Streep and...
Meryl Streep and Sophie,
and
Amanda
Amanda
Seyfried.
Seyfried. Beautiful scene. I got teary. I got a little bit teary in that scene.
It's a beautiful scene.
In the context of it, she just went, Mum, you've ruined this. Mum, you're making this all about you. Mum, this is too much. Mum, Mum, stop telling me I don't want to get married. Mum, And she just goes, slipping through my fingers. It's like, oh my God, just fucking, the call is coming from inside the house. It's you. Stop it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, Jesus.
So-
But beautifully done.
And
Meryl
then-
nails it.
Meryl nails it in this, and then she goes on to extra super nail it in The Winner Takes It All.
Oh,
Yeah,
best.
she
So
does.
this is a great performance.
Yeah, as-
Not my favourite ABBA song, but probably one of the best parts
best
of the
performance
movie.
in the movie. And as Kermode points out, she tackles this song like a Shakespearean fucking monologue, soliloquy. She absolutely is like,
puts her heart and soul.
I don't want to talk. And I don't want to talk. And
That's
when it takes it all. See, even me, it's bringing goosebumps out of me, man. Jesus Christ, Meryl.
I thought you were being like, even me, look, I'm nailing it now.
Yes, ABBA.
But she does, and she takes it
it's
so
incredible.
seriously. She obviously loves the musical. She obviously loves the movie. I think it's nice to see that.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful. She elevates it.
See, I know you were saying earlier, like, it would be worse if they were good singers, but, like, that was one of the ones that I enjoyed more
Because
Fair.
because it was good.
But I think it's maybe because it's in contrast to the
But
rest of them.
it's not even the singing, it's the acting performance. Like, she's just so good in it. But in the context of our little narrative about narcissistic Donna, her daughter is inside the chapel. The donkey procession has gone
It's
up
already
to the
happened.
church.
And she's singing.
And she's outside,
Screaming.
literally on a cliff top, singing to her ex-boyfriend,
James Bond.
waving a red scarf as she runs up the hill away from him.
you could
like wind flowing in her hair, looking behind him, being like, "You ruined the best years of my life." It's like your daughter's getting married
You could totally-
right now.
Sorry. You could totally imagine cutting to Amanda Seyfried. The priest is like, so yeah, should we get going? Everybody here? It's like, nah, my mum's still giving it one out there.
They're out on the balcony.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, okay. What's your mum up to? Will she be? Oh, she can bring it. No, she's just having an existential moment with her ex, who I invited. Yeah, that's great. Oh, just because
that was kind of on me.
Yeah, we've got another wedding. We've kind of got another wedding happening. Yeah, I don't even know if this one's happening right now. Like everything's off, but yeah, it's funny that they literally show you Meryl running up the hills and stuff. It's very, very funny.
So the wedding goes basically without any musical well, actually one small musical interruption. But they get to the chapel, everything becomes clear. Like again, they're actually like standing across from each other at the altar. And Donna's like, hang on, before we do this, just so you know, Sophie, one of these three guys is, not knowing that she already knows this, one of these three guys is probably your dad. I slept with them all in the same week, and one of them is probably your dad. And Sophie's like, yeah, I know, I invited them. And she's like, oh, of course you did. Oh my God, okay. And she's like, so who's my dad? And she's like, genuinely don't know. And then they all stand up.
Who did Meryl think invited all them?
She just hasn't had time to think about it.
Meryl's
She
drunk.
doesn't give a fuck because it's not about
Meryl
her.
has been oscillating between... Meryl has been laying out that table and looking over the lyrics to Super Trooper and thinking about nothing else.
Meryl's too busy thinking about doing the housework for the hotel.
Meryl's been busy being steaming and sobbing over slipping
Sam.
through my fingers.
Yeah, no, do you know what's slipping through your fingers? You're grasping the plot that you're entangled in, mate. Fucking get a grip. Your daughter's clearly pulled a fast one, and you're like, oh, of course you did. Anyway, the three of them stand up. The
three of them
men,
stand up and they're
Stellan
like-
Skarsgård, Colin Firth, Pierce Brosnan, and then they all look at each other like, you? It's like, mate, where have you been?
So,
Sorry, I fucking don't. Keep up with the plot, please.
yeah, if you were invited here under false pretenses for a reason that you don't understand,
And you all shagged her
so were
20
they.
years ago.
And oh my God, I just don't know how they haven't already worked it out by this point. But basically, they're all just like, oh wait, hang on, it could be any one of us. And then they're all like, oh, we all love you so much that we're happy to just be like a third of your dad, and we never have to find out who it really is.
Cute.
And that's a
That
really
is
sweet
lovely.
moment. It is a lovely moment. And then Sophie's like, oh, sick. Daddy issues resolved ×3. I don't need to marry you anymore, actually.
And then, without even saying, are you sure, baby? Dominic
He's
Cooper just
like,
goes,
great.
great, fantastic, I love you. What the fuck, man? But brilliant. And
It's
then,
so funny but as well because they're like, yeah, now I can go travelling. It's like you couldn't have gone travelling
on your honeymoon,
I was gonna say, yeah.
you're on a Greek island. You have to travel. You could have just travelled the Greek islands and went, okay, maybe we can get a flight. Oh my, But anyway.
Also,
what,
like,
of
people
course,
go
happened?
traveling to live like you live right now.
Yes.
You live on a Greek island, you run a boutique hotel.
Yeah, what's going to happen? Oh yeah, we're going to go on our honeymoon to fucking like what? Glasgow. Fuck it. Oh, we're actually going to go up to
Stirling.
we're going to go to Stirling. Oh fuck it, we'll go to Portsmouth. Why don't we go and do that? Let's hit up the south coast. Let's go to Jersey, not New Jersey. Let's go to Jersey. Let's go to Isle of Wight, and you're like, you're in Greece. But yeah, that's kind of the vibe they're given.
So despite the fact that they were screaming at each other on a cliff top merely 5 minutes before this, Sam is like, well...
Pierce Brosnan,
yes. Sam is like, okay, Donna, why don't let's not waste a good wedding, let's you and me get married instead. And very guarded, very like, I'm out on this on my own, and like, I don't rely on any man, and you screwed me over and all this.
Everyone groaning with, oh my God, fucking no.
She's like, yeah, I'll marry you, sure, why not? So then it becomes her
It's
wedding.
her daughter's wedding.
So
And
Amanda was like, oh, of fucking course.
Should have seen this one coming.
Oh,
And I should have added as well, actually, that Sam reveals that he never actually abandoned Donna in the first place. He had gone back to England to break up with his fiancée, and I think her name's like Meg or something like that. In fact, no, it's not Meg. I just think it's Meg because she's a mug. But he goes back to his fiancée and he breaks it off with her, comes back to the island to tell Donna that they should be together, and he finds that she's run off with Harry. And so he flies back and then marries his fiancée
Mug.
that he dumped. That's why I thought because I was like, oh my God, she's a mug. She's a fucking mug.
Yeah.
Of everyone in this film, the most hard done by person is her.
Yeah.
well, they got divorced anyway, so which makes sense.
Exactly. But her fiance
Destined from
goes
the
on
start.
holiday, comes back and is like, I'm leaving you for a woman that I've had like a week romance with. And then goes over is like, oh, actually, yeah, she
she's
moved
a
on
slag.
without me. And then she's just like, well, I guess if that's done, I'll still marry you. Like, what an idiot.
Yeah.
I want to see a musical about her life.
Yeah, that's the implied now.
I don't. That would be fucking sad.
Yeah, but hers is like the music of, who's a really
The
depressing
sound of
artist?
Adele.
The Adele jukebox musical, Meg's life.
Mug slave.
It's a mug slave. So they do.
Meryl and Pierce Brosnan get married.
Yeah, and they sing "I do, I do, I do."
What
and
a bitch, man. She's a fucking bitch.
And then we're at their / Sophie's failed wedding reception, and they do a toast to. Well, this one cuts out, but they do a toast to some little song, which again leaves us having to listen to Pierce Brosnan singing, and it's all very, it's lovely, and we think the movie's over. But Julie Walters hasn't had her solo yet, or Stellan Skarsgård.
There you go.
Because you were like, but what about her? Like, who did she not end up with someday? I was like, just wait. So basically, it's Take a Chance on Me, and the plot of this little sort of tie up at the end, this little sort of like epilogue, is that she is like, and Harry comes out as gay at the wedding.
Yeah.
Great.
So, and he's just winching random men at the wedding reception as well. I'm like, I've just found out you're your dad. I'm gonna like start making out with this random Greek guy at your wedding reception.
Good thing you brought all of Dominic's gay pals, all his gay pals. But yeah, no, great, love it.
So they do this little song. She basically is like, well, you're the only one left without a romantic attachment at the end of this wedding, so why don't you take a chance on me? And that's
Stellan Skarsgård just like,
But this takes place with like her literally like climbing up a drain pipe and hanging on to
chasing him.
like chasing him.
He's getting preyed upon.
It's like in primary 2, this wee lassie just chasing you about, being like, kiss me, wench me.
Oh God.
But literally, like, she almost falls to her death hanging off a drain pipe because he's climbed up onto the roof to get away from her.
Catches her.
But he catches her, and then he's like, just kidding, I like you too. I'm
Just
like,
kidding.
what a way to find that out.
And that's how Julie Walters got gonorrhea. Yeah, look, it's forced, but it's kind of sweet, and it's funny watching Stellan Skarsgård be so awkward and do all this.
Yeah.
But Julie Walters really nails that whole, if you change your mind.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that
great.
it doesn't end with
Meryl.
Yeah, that fucking slag.
Yeah.
She has a slag. Fuck her.
Jesus Christ. This has gone from, I think I'm really going to appreciate this film more by then, to fuck Meryl Streep, man.
Yeah.
I love Meryl Streep.
I love Meryl Streep too.
What, in this film? Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think she's great.
She
She's
makes
a
this film.
She's a bin.
I think Donna, the character, is a bit outrageous.
But I love it.
That's what I mean.
Okay. Yeah, but I like Meryl Streep as an actress in this film.
Oh no, she's
I
a
like
good actress. She's
performance.
acting it well. I don't think that. No.
Yeah, but Donna's
you're
a bit
misunderstanding
much.
me.
Right.
Donna's a
Donna's a
bitch.
bit
Donna's a bitch.
Yeah, I love it. I wouldn't have it
Fucking
any
bitch,
other
man.
way.
She's just the main character.
Oh, yeah.
She's main character mum. MCM.
Oh, MCM.
Yes, sorry.
Are we at the end now?
Almost. So they end as they started with
That was
Sophie.
very much as done. We done yet?
Sophie in a midnight, because again, they can only leave this island in the dead of night. Nobody could have waited till the morning, had a wee wedding breakfast, then set off in the rowboat
Yeah.
to the mainland.
The ferry,
No.
The ferry service is really struggling because everyone's just selling themselves.
In the middle of the night. I mean, how are they going to return that boat? They've literally set off in a boat, just the two of them, to the mainland. Donna's like, where's my boat? How am I meant to get to the mainland in the dead of night now? But yeah, so that's it. It all roll credits. Then we get Waterloo and another performance of Dancing
Mamma Mia?
Queen? Or Mamma Mia.
I think it's Mamma Mia.
Which is all really fun. And again, you can see that they're like having a lot of fun.
Each other,
And,
you
yeah,
can
it's
tell
nice,
they're
isn't it?
passionate, having a laugh.
Yeah, exactly. And it is a feel-good film.
For me, this is a summer holiday fever dream. Absolutely.
Yeah. What would you rate it?
Me first? Okay, it's a hard one to rate. It's because there's a lot that you're like, okay, this is a bit baggy, this is a bit silly, we've got one too many shoehorned in songs. But as Commode's pointed out, as we've said many times, the songs kind of elevate whatever they're around. And because it's that kind of jukeboxy, you can relate it to, you know, people you know trying to sing it. And because like at least the characters are quite well drawn out, I think it kind of pushes through and becomes this, as I say, it's like a fever. It's kind of ridiculous, and then suddenly you're tearing up, and then you've got all these 40 different implied narratives.
That's not new for you though.
No, it's not, but some films don't make me tear up, which is fair enough. Yeah, I think it's a hard one to rate for me. It's a 7 or an 8, given all that in together. I think it works a lot.
A little bit of a 7 beefy 6? No, wait, what? A little bit of a 7 beefy 8?
A little bit of a 8 beefy
Beefy
7.
7.
Yeah, probably, to be fair to myself and to how I've rated other things, probably a 7. Although I will watch it with
You love a 7.
I love a 7. But I think I would go, oh, no, fuck it. Do you want to, for the vibe? For the vibe, should I just give it an 8? Just for the vibe?
Just for the vibe, do
Cool.
it. Give
It's
it an 8.
I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8.
Doing that to show off to your missus because it's our favourite film.
Absolutely. Take a chance on me. I'll be the first in line.
And we've decided
SOS.
And we've decided that the rogue is Tanya's man, yeah.
Yeah, fucking.
Oh, it could
The bar
be
boy.
Donna.
It could be Donna, but let's not give her.
No, fuck her, man.
What do you give this film out of 10?
I don't know. I can't let the fact that I love ABBA take this over for me because I have a very strong attachment to ABBA because
Go
for
with
some
it.
reason my brownies no.
Let go.
No. ABBA was the majority of the songs that when I was in the brownies and we get us to sing for talent shows and stuff like that would be ABBA. I don't know why.
That's ambitious.
Yeah, I know. But because we did so much ABBA, I thought that ABBA was related to the brownies in some way. I thought that they were they wrote music for the brownies, and that's why we were always doing their music.
fun.
And I think it was just must have obviously been that the brownie ladies just loved ABBA.
That's so funny. Like the brownie promise, but with ABBA. I promise that I'll love
ever
my
doing
God
Super
to
Trooper.
Dancing Queen and help my friends and family.
So I really loved the songs in it, and I was having a great time watching it because of the songs. But she was making me so angry, Donna. She was making me so raging. Like, she's such a fucking pick-me. Such a fucking pick-me bitch.
This is why I'm
and
like...
having talked about it even more, I'm getting even more angry as I'm talking about it.
That's
I'm
why
like,
Donna's my casting.
I was going to say I hate it, but I don't know if I'm better than it.
No,
Am I above Donna? Probably not.
not at all.
yeah, maybe not at somebody else's wedding would I be above Donna either, but not at my own daughter's, you know? Like, that's where I would draw the line, I think. If it was some fucking bince, I would, definitely be a Donna. I don't care. But, not at my own daughter's wedding. That's what I think is a bit shite. We're getting off topic. My rating is, I don't know. The actual film is really a bit pish. But it was a fun viewing experience.
But yeah, the whole package though. The
whole
songs are
package.
part
The
of the film.
experience of watching it with yous and the songs were great. The actual plot's a bit shit. The casting's a bit rogue at times. Like,
The casting is so rogue. It's the most rogue cast ever.
I'm gonna go straight middle 5 probably, because I'm 50-50 on it. On that one.
Fair play.
That's fair. That's good reasoning. For me, I honestly probably in the past would have given this like a 6 or 7. I'm going to give it an 8 because I do think that like it is a really, really fun film. Is it one that I passionately like I'm obsessed with? No, because I give all of those a 10. And it's not a 10 for me. But I'll say that my theory about this film is that it works for the exact same reason that the Muppets Christmas Carol works. Right, okay.
The Mupples Xmas Carol.
Lose it with yous.
The Mupples.
It works for the same reason that the Muppets Christmas Carol works, because the Muppets Christmas Carol is Michael Caine giving the performance of a lifetime, taking the core text insanely seriously in the same way that Meryl Streep approaches the role of Donna, and everyone else is a Muppet.
Yeah.
And there's really good songs. And that is a winning combination. It's the right amount of like serious, heartfelt, touching, silly, sing-along, everything. It's not quite the absolute masterpiece that A Muppet's Christmas Carol is. That for me is a massive 10. This is an 8. But I think it works using the same formula, essentially.
Yeah, I understand.
Because it's kind of a piss take, but there is one person who is like going for
Giving
the
it
Oscar.
big licks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's actually an unexpectedly beautiful combination.
Agreed.
So
Yeah.
I give it an 8.
So to conclude this, going back to my point earlier, if we were going to cast this now in that same kind of rhetoric that you were describing, so you've got Bond, so we've got to have Daniel Craig in the place of Pierce Brosnan in this.
Well, I would argue Daniel Craig should actually play Stellan Skarsgård's part, and Pierce Brosnan should still
No,
be.
because he's not Bond.
No, but
It's the same.
I want. This is my casting of it. I want old Pierce Brosnan be up past his prime, getting stood up by Stellan Skarsgård, now played by Daniel Craig, and I would tweak their.
But that you're not getting my point.
I understand your point.
I'm making
You're
the same
trying
kind
to
of
break the game.
I'm making the comparisons
Right, okay.
to what it would be like now. Like,
Who would it be?
Mamma Mia wasn't made in 2008. It's just being made now.
I understand that. Okay.
Whoa,
I was agreeing
it's a
with you.
lot of
So
okays.
Daniel Craig.
I thought it was okay because I was now starting to think. It wasn't okay, shut up. It was okay, I'm thinking. Okay, I'm thinking. Okay, I'm thinking. Yes, Daniel Craig.
Yep.
as Sam.
As Sam, who would be
With a
Colin
moustache.
Firth?
Colin Firth would be. Nobody has captured.
Oh no, Eddie Redmayne. Or Benedict Cumberbatch.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
There you go.
100%.
Spot on, absolutely.
Who would be Stellan Skarsgård? Who's that sort of like kind of serious like?
Mads Mikkelsen.
Oh my god,
Yeah, it would be Mads Mikkelsen. 100%.
Mads
Absolutely
Mikkelsen,
spot on.
1000%.
That'd be kind of class.
I want this film.
would be
Remake.
Who would be Meryl Streep?
Oh,
Meryl Streep. No.
who would be Meryl Streep? No.
It's a hard one.
How old was Meryl Streep when this came out?
It must have been 40.
In
her 40s?
Pushing 50.
Yeah, easily.
Oh, Olivia Colman.
Yes! You're so right. Olivia Colman. Absolutely.
It would so be Olivia Colman.
So
Yes.
right.
Who would be Sophie?
Sophie would be.
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone's
old.
she's
Still
too
not
old.
okay. Yeah, she's
Who's
the
like
same.
kind of 20?
Margaret Qualley.
Oh, it's Sydney Sweeney.
Oh my god, yes!
It would be Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, Sydney Sweeney
It would
or Margaret
100%.
Qualley. Yeah, one of those two. No, maybe.
I think it would be Sydney
Yeah,
Sweeney.
okay, go for
Yeah,
Sydney Sweeney.
Sydney Sweeney would
That'd be
good.
great.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't
Margaret
think Sydney Sweeney's got the sweetness that Amanda Seyfried has. So
You know what? Either way, Sydney Sweeney and
She's too
Margaret
sexy.
Qualley are either the lead or one of the pals.
yep.
Either
Yeah.
way. And then Mia Goth. She can be one
Yeah,
of the
God,
others.
that's one of the other friends. And then Christine Baranski and Julie Walters and we're done. Who would be
And Dominic Cooper as well.
and Dominic Cooper. Oh yeah, who's Dominic Cooper actually?
Oh,
Right, we can't say Timothy Chalamet again.
only male actor we know
Austin Butler. Too much?
with the Elvis voice.
yes. Okay, Austin Butler.
I never even wanted to get married.
I don't want to get married to you.
Julie Walters would be
I want to
played
see the
by.
world.
Who would Julie Walters be and Kristen Baranski?
Julie Walters. Miss Piggy. I don't know.
Kristen Baranski could be Jennifer Coolidge, different direction.
yes.
Jennifer
Yeah.
Coolidge.
Yeah,
who
that'd
could
be
be Julie
great.
Walters? There's going to be someone of that ilk. Almost an Olivia Colman type, but not Olivia Colman because she's already taken that role. There's someone and I'm failing
Who
to get
is it?
them.
Why don't we leave it
Leave
up
it
to
at
the
that.
listeners?
Leave it up to the listeners.
Who
Yeah, let's
would be?
get out of here.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
they make it this far.
Yeah.
To the one person still hanging on, like Julie Walters on that drain pipe, take a chance on us
And pick
and leave
your
in the
Chiquitita
comments.
to be cast as Julie Walters.
Mamma
let it
mia!
Don't let it slip through your fingers.
Mum, you're the only person still listening.
Don't let it slip through your fingers. And SOS, we need your help.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you. What are we doing next time? I don't know.
Something I get to pick,
We
surely.
never know.
Yeah, it's, to be fair, probably
I think it's
Swanee's
been like
turn.
6.
Jesus.
Something fun, something amazing, something cool.
Yay.
Yeah.
Is this technically season 3? I think we should call
Who
this
knows
season 3.
anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're making podcasts again. Hi.
Season 3, here we go. Out of nowhere.
Chatting again.
We're chatting
we
again.
are.
Here we are.
Right. See you next time.
Oh, God. Right.
Bye.
Bye.
SOS.
Love that you always have to have the last word.
I'm not trying to.